No experience required as training will be provided on the following jobs: waiters, waitresses, bartenders, chefs, cashier, housekeepers, and childcare.
It all starts with an advert in a newspaper promising students jobs. Puseleto is one of those who had high hopes that once she finished her training, she'd be placed in a job immediately. She stays with the mother. No one in the family works. They survive by selling fruit and cool drinks. It took them 2 months to save enough money to send Puseleto to Lorit's training college. Her dream, a future in the catering industry.
Esikolweni yazi besibaningi sijabulile ukuthi basitshela ukuthi sothola umsebenzi basiqeda ukutraina sonke besi excited ake wabona ukujabulile ukuthi yonke into
imali engiyikhiphile vele nje 1000 something ngiyikhiphile khona lapha esikolweni ukugibela ukudla ukubhadala isitifiketi sakhona siyabhadalwa i-registration yabhadalwa yonke into yakhona nje yabhadalwa ne-uniform itayi ibhruko yonke into yabhadalwa imali
emakhampanini basitshela ukuthi abazazi lesikole lesi bathi isukuphi lesikole lesi abasazi sitry ukuba director ukuthi sedrobheni kuphi bathi hayi asisazi thina lesikole leso.
We found Loris Training College in the center of Johannesburg. This is where many students like Puseleto end up, unskilled, unemployed, and desperate. Loris Training College promises to place you in a job once you finish your training. This has proved to be an extremely effective marketing tool. Private colleges like Lorit's fall under Further Education and Training, or FET. Further education colleges are not required to register with the Department of Education. They provide skills and training to those who can't attend technicons and universities. So many come here, and every Monday, new students can register for a 4-week training course. You can choose to train as a waiter, bartender, chef, or housekeeper, or just learn basic computer skills. To get a certificate, you need 380 rand to register, 150 for the uniform and equipment. Pass your exam, then you should be on your way to join the world of work. But for many, this is not the case.
After training, you'll get a job, but you don't get a job. But must start to train about umsebenzi kodwa hayi asuthola umsebenzi miyazi mina ngicedeni sister ngoFebruary ngisaplomile namanzi bathi hayi sizokuthinta ngomgcala namanje.
Everybody here, I'm promising you, is going to get employed if you've got a dedication in yourself. It's your heart and your zeal that makes you to be employed. But if you're always negative, you'll also not get employment. Because also at work, you need to be positive as well.
I don't think that's what I want to hear. What I want to hear is, why do you have to advertising the newspaper that job assistants?
Yes,
and then
job
assistants.
assistants.
You're going to fail doing that.
Clearly, from your terminology of job assistants, it doesn't mean that the employment is there. Job assistant means that you have to be assisted in getting a job. With the present unemployment rate, if we leave you there in the street, we are doing more harm to our community than the harm that we have done to bring you here.
Can I tell you something? I've been looking for a job with this certificate.
Yeah, that's a certificate. That's right.
You know what they say?
Yes.
This is not a qualified certificate. That's what they're telling me. I've been with AB job creation.
The certificate cannot qualify. It's you who qualifies. If ever the certificate qualifies, then the qualification doesn't come from the certificate. It comes from you. You cannot say a certificate is qualified, but you have got to be qualified yourself. If you ask the question, can you set me a table? You show that you can actually do the table setting. Then you are qualified, isn't it? Not the certificate.
An amendment to the FET Act was signed by the President in 1998. It states that with regard to the registration of private further education institutions, all are exempt from registration with the Department of Education until a date set by the Minister of Education. This means an unregistered private provider is not committing an offense by providing FET programs until the proposed date of 1st January 2004.
The numbers that we have presently now is that there are over 900 private providers across the country that are providing short programs to much more longer programs. So that's a much more larger sector that we're dealing with. And we had to ensure that we set processes and procedures in motion that are not going to be challenged through the course of law.
There was no constitution that was put forward in terms of actually of private colleges, whether they should be approved with the education department or higher education, until a certain document was put forward, and all private colleges were compelled to do that. So the process is so slow that when we send our application, it's taking us so long.
There are a number of private providers that are taking advantage of the fact that we're still busy with the process of registration, which are exploiting the enthusiasm of our people to continue to learn, to acquire the necessary skills, to create for themselves opportunities to enter the world of work.
Loris Training College argues that even if it is not registered, its qualifications are approved by international and local bodies. Their prospectus shows that they do not only offer short courses under the FET program, they also offer advanced diplomas for courses like computer programming, information technology, even travel and tourism. According to law, any private college offering these advanced courses should be registered with the department. If not, they're operating illegally. Lorit says they're still applying for accreditation.
Our certificates, most of them, they come from London. There will be written City and Guilds of London. Those are most of our diplomas and certificates. So they're not actually given by us.
Pitman City and Guilds monitors the quality provided by these colleges. They're not a learning center. They set up standards for any private provider registered with them. This means they will then monitor and regulate the quality of any course they've approved. Students can write the Pitman's exam to get an internationally recognized qualification.
Loris is approved to offer the information technology program. They are approved for City and Guilds. They are approved to offer the IT exams. They haven't put through a number of students to sit for our exams. In fact, if you go through their files, between 1996 and now, there are less than 15 students who sat for a City and Guilds exam. What they do in practice becomes a responsibility by all the players, not just by one individual player, by all the players to ensure that the game is played within rules.
Colleges like Loret's manage to lure students from all over South Africa. They come from as far afield as Lesotho, Swaziland and Cape Town. Nombego Makana is from Cape Town. She too saw the Loret's advertisement in a newspaper with a promise of a job placement. This for her was the first step to building a secure future. Loret's told her all she needed was 380 rand for training, 250 rand for accommodation. After that, she'll be working.
I'm interested in waitressing. So I phoned them, then they said they have a training of 1 month, which is 4 weeks. You just pay the 380, the government will subsidize you, and after that 4 weeks, they place you in a job. Immediately after the course, they place you in a job. So I'm here because I'm getting a job. They said they have accommodation, and the accommodation is 250. You just bring a blanket and your clothes, everything is there.
The accommodation that Loris promised Nombego, the place that had everything, turned out to be this flat. She informed us that after her arrival, she was taken to Loret's offices. There she gave them her rent and a 200 rand deposit for training. Little did she know that she would end up sharing this one-bedroom flat with 15 other students.
It's very expensive to stay here. If we were maybe 4 or 5, it was going to be cheap. I was going to say now it's fine, 250 a month. But 16, if we count that money, one of us will be paying at least 80 rands, one student. No hotel accepts gift students. Because we are not trained, we know nothing. We know nothing. There's nothing like silver service. We didn't know anything about silver service. You didn't train for it. You have nothing. It's like you bought the certificate from somewhere.
How can you have cookery theory without the equipment in the kitchen? You know what I'm saying? Me and the hotel management. Hotel management, very practical. Pass for 2 years in the practical. I go practical because of school.
This letter from Laureate states that they have a fully furnished kitchen. Despite repeated requests, they wouldn't let us film it.
I'm 30 years. I'm looking for a job. I'm not looking for a school. I have an illegitimate son at home, which I'm supposed to be feeding on my own. So for me to go to technical and stay for another 3 years or 4 years is quite a lot. By the time I'm out of the school, they say, no, you are 35, we can't take you.
After failing to get a job, many students from Laureate go back home. Others like Nombego Magana turn to private employment agencies such as AP Job Creation. For 3 weeks, Nombego has been walking this road, desperate to find a job. Many have put their trust in agencies, but AP Job Creation says it is different. It claims it has an association with the Department of Labor. Nombego is so determined to get a job, she's willing to pay extra money to be trained all over again by AP Job Creation.
This was an employment place, all right? All we did was find people jobs, okay? Then I came across the problem where I find a person a job. Now this she's seen on her own. I find someone a job. I sent them down. They get there, it's either they can't do this or can't do that. You understand me? Then I had a couple of students come to me and ask me if I could train them. You understand? Now, if I train you, the only thing I can train you is in theory and just a little practical.
I left home. I said I'm getting a job after the training, you know. And I really need a job because I have a kid to feed. So what I came here for is to get a job.
If you look at an ad in the paper, once the ad says jobs, 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 you don't phone that ad. Once the ad says no experience required, you don't phone that ad. Because that ad's got no job. I will never hire you, Mpo, to be my receptionist if you've never worked as a receptionist before. Hell no.
So when you were told to pay 220 in which account?
Yeah, ABA Job Creations, under Department of Labor.
If I make the certificate, you cannot receive your certificate before I take it down to the skills development lady at the Department of Labor. You understand me? Whereby she's got to search and make sure that even when I mark your paper, I can't give you your paper. I'm supposed to send it down to them to double check the paper first to see that I didn't mark right things wrong and wrong things right.
AB Job Creation offers its classes in a single office. Training and practicals are done in an empty kitchen. For these, students pay 220 rand, but AP Job Creation denies this.
I don't make them pay 220. This is what I do. I find them space to get hands-on training in different types of hotels. Example, Colosseum Hotel. Now, when you talk to a hotel and you tell them, listen, another example is Airport Grand Hotel. When you talk to those guys and you say, listen, I got guys that want to do training in waitering, then they give a price.
Many students say they had to pay their fees into an NPS account belonging to AP Job Creation. AP Job Creation also claims that the Department of Labor approves, regulates and monitors their tuition and their question papers. The Department of Labor denies this. They also state that they have never contracted AP Job Creation to do any training for them. They are registered as a private employment agency only. As such, they cannot charge a registration fee of more than 1 rand per person looking for a job.
They don't think I'm providing them with fair service, then that's another thing. As far as I'm concerned, I think I am. I definitely think I am. And so far, I think I'm the best in Johannesburg.
There are many private colleges that promise to provide students with skills in a short space of time. This is Sheffield House in Johannesburg. In this building alone, 3 colleges are operating. One of them on the 6th floor is Maryland Business College. They offer diplomas and certificates, courses on anything from computing to secretarial skills to accounting. MBC College functions in this single room. Reception, lectures, and practicals all take place here. The brochure offers a choice of 28 diplomas and certificates, but there are only 8 computers. Attend a course for 2 days, pay 150 rand, and you can walk away with an internet certificate. Busisiwe Chuma is a Microsoft program lecturer. She took several one-month diplomas at Dobsonville College in Soweto. She says she's qualified.
Yeah, I do believe I have the qualifications that I can teach someone. It's not really about having the paper that makes you capable of teaching someone. It's about how you deal with people and whether you know the job. And most of the students, they write under Pitman.
She claims that all their qualifications are regulated by Pitman. Pitman City and Guild say they have never heard of Maryland Business College.
It's not really about the size of the building or how fancy the building looks like. It's about what you get at the end of the day, what you learn at the end of the day. That really counts.
Government has an obligation to create the conditions to ensure that our people are not exploited. But I'm also trying to communicate simultaneously. It's an appeal to our people to say when they want to further their education and training, they've got the right to information that tells them about the program. They've got the right to inspect the premises of that institution that claims is going to give them those qualifications. And if somebody refuses to do that, then you don't register. So we can't allow ourselves to be ripped off, right, on the basis that government has not registered.
This is Witwatersrand College in Market Street, Johannesburg. It offers diplomas for many courses, from information technology to tourism, from accounting to mining engineering. Diplomas start at 6,000 Rand per course. This college has 8 branches in South Africa, including those in Cape Town, Venda, Pretoria, and Johannesburg. These are all former students of Wits College. Special assignment got them together to tell their stories. They have diplomas in fields such as information technology, personal computing, and engineering. Now they want their money back. They say they were misled by the college's name Wits. They thought it was affiliated to Wits University. The college has since changed its name to Witwatersrand College. It too is not registered.
We saw an ad go Soweto and whatever. And most of us here are going to define the take for the Witwatersrand and Technicons. So what would happen is a year course with Wits College, get work, and you'd upgrade with Witwatersrand as time goes on. And it'd be easy for you to, go into Witwatersrand if we talk of Wits College, because it's part of them. You know what I'm saying? That's how some of us got into this whole thing.
It's Gela. It's not my branches. Like South Africa, I think maybe say we 5 or 6 or something. So we have one among judges don't know it's get available, registered and everything,
The director of Witwatersrand College did not want to be interviewed. However, when we tracked him down to a restaurant, he did speak to us briefly. He was adamant that he was not doing anything wrong and that he was not required to register. He promised to allow us to film inside his colleges. Till today, he has not fulfilled his promises, despite repeated requests.
We all applied in, I think, 99. That's when we all applied.
And you got given permission?
They gave us
function?
reference numbers, meaning we could operate, yes. We have everyone. Some don't have. You are right. Some don't have that reference number.
And your teachers?
The teachers are qualified.
If an institution is using our nickname, we object to that. And secondly, we are concerned for the students that go to those institutions, because the qualifications that they're getting, if they've not been registered by the Department of Education, are not worth the piece of paper that they are printed on. So from our particular perspective, they are problematic in that they mislead the public and they potentially affect our good name.
These questions should be asked to the Department of Education, the ones who allow us to operate.
If you go into an institution that claims to be teaching engineering and there are no workshops, I mean, that institution has to be closed.
Wits College of Engineering. Certificate. This is to certify that Will and Lovu, Pamela. Student number JCE PCE 005. Successfully completed a diploma course in PC engineering. Signed by BF Churi, 14/12/2001. And my statement with B's and A's.
Ngasho ukuthi ngikwatile
ngoba ngiwaste isikhathi sami nemali yabazali bami abayisebenzele kanzima. It's like shuthi uyi-one umuntu osebenzayo endlini yabo. And manje angazi enye imali maybe isikole ngizoyithola. Khona manje kumele ngibuyele esikolweni angazi ukuthi ngibuyela.
Come on, we're not doing this for ourselves. We're doing it for our parents' age. Ayazi umzali ukuthi yazi there is nothing I can eat. My mom she has to go to school.
Now, proud. Ngwanaka is a graduate. Ngwanaka unade a diploma in information technology. Understand? Kimufile basic. Then it's up to her now. Understand? And only to find out she's been going on country. It's gonna kill her, sure.
And then took what happened na gore una company empatala nchelete and they take give tonto ke tole school se registered last year naka jutsa the school is registered ona jwanong if bathola the school is not registered una possibility hore never basankenza channel
Ngicabazela abaningi abakazi. Yes. And ngeke manje sibatshele. Mina hle ngeke ngibatshele mfethu yabona.
You wanted your parents?
No. Tekuphi macabanga ukuthi no le mali lena iphuma kuphi kangakanani. Ngeke mfethu. Enzima lento lena.
Because it's obvious if we had money, we wouldn't go to 1 year diploma colleges, understand? Over it. We would go to Technicon. So the age up. And for me to go to school again, chances are slim. You know? I'm already wasting 6 months now. I'm still doing FOCO, walking around, going to interviews, buying workplace with a fake diploma.
We're talking of students who have gone through matric, right? All what I'm saying is that as government, we're going to do our best to make sure that we clean up the system. And we are in the process of cleaning up the system. I'm equally saying that South Africans as citizens themselves have to take the responsibility of being vigilant when it comes to this matter.
So we decided to be vigilant. We went back to Witwatersrand College to try one last time to gain access. We hope that this time they would respond to students' allegations. Once again, we were met by a closed door and we had to leave.
I'm from SABC and we're actually coming here to ask for an interview and access to this college too.
The closest we got to finding answers to students' allegations about teaching standards and infrastructure was a letter from the college director. He claims that 50% of his staff have relevant degrees, the rest have 1-year diplomas. He also states that they do have the necessary infrastructure.
I'm confused because if I leave this college, because LNB already imali US. Hey, 23,000 zotholaka. Uyanthola? So like I'm still confused ukuthi ngiyeke mangiyeka ngizoyaphi.
Mina uma ngabe imali ngingayithola ngajinda next day ngiye kwesinye isigele ngiyoshuna sound engineering lana ngiyoshuna live sound engineering and studio. Here we're only doing studio.
The issues that we spoke about today are not acceptable. And I think we as government, we need to ensure that the matter received, urgent attention.
But it's not urgent enough. The proposed date for registration of these colleges is the 1st of January 2004. For now, the game continues. Until the Department of Education regulates this industry, it will remain an industry with no rules, where anybody can do what they want. In the meantime, those desperate for an education will continue being exploited.